Hey, hi, thanks for coming back. Let me take us to the blind pig. The blind pig has lots of memories for me and for many of you out there. And for those of you who are not familiar with the blind pig, I recommend that you go spend some time. It is truly a unique place in Ann Arbor with lots and lots of history. So the blind pig, the building here goes back to 1927. The the current address is 208 South First Street. And you can see the contrast. It's an interesting contrast between this beautiful old building that houses the blind pig and the new construction that's going up throughout town. Less said, the better in terms of some of it. Anyhow, Ann Arbor has always been a cultural oasis of sorts. Now, this is from the Blind Pig website. A plateau that protrudes through the lackluster blandness of small-town Midwestern life that provides a unique stepping stone between the industrial sprawl of Detroit and the thriving bustle of Chicago. While this is due largely to the magnitude and diversity of our beloved university, the quality of Ann Arbor's scene owes a lion's share to the reciprocal dialogue between the artistic movements, specifically musical ones, that have taken place over the years in those two Midwestern giants. As a result of its location, Ann Arbor has been enriched by such legendary hotbeds of hipness as the Chicago blues scene, Motown, R&B, early 70s Detroit punk, and early 90s Detroit techno. A lot of people don't know this, but Jimi Hendrix once played there. So did John Lennon. Punk prognosticators Iggy Pop and MC5 played some of their earliest gigs right inside our own student union. George Clinton lives right down the road in Jackson, as does that notorious king of the 70s, cheese metal, Ted Nugent. Tom Isaiah, a University of Michigan senior, and Jerry, and I'm going to say Jerry D because I don't want to butcher his last name, but it's significant enough that I'll spell it for you. So Jerry, Delgiudice, and you can see why I didn't try to pronounce it, started the club in 1971, shortly after Jerry graduated from Loyola University in Chicago. They purchased what was originally office space built for the mill next door and did some renovations, which included building a small stage and bar in the basement. They named it Blind Pig after a Detroit slang term for police officers that had been bribed by speakeasy proprietors during the Prohibition era of the 1920s. Parenthetically, though, had more recently been used to describe the illegal after-hours liquor clubs in Detroit whose seizures by police contributed to the 1967 riots. And with that, a legend was born. In 1989, a little-known band called Nirvana performed a sold-out show at the Blind Pig, thanks in large part to Soundgarden, who recommended the band during its sold-out performance a week prior. In a televised MTV interview years later, they cited the Blind Pig as their all-time favorite venue to play. A tribute indeed to the band created by the Golfettes lines, a tribute to the band, created by the Golfettes lines of wall by the entrance to the club. So, memories and remarks. Somebody said, Lightning Slim was one of my first concerts there. Shaky Jake had just come on the scene and was shaking hands at the door. Shaky Jake, I'm sorry I don't have a photo, although that would not be current Ann Arbor. Legends, icons, myths, all kinds of things go into Shaky Jake, but that's for another time. Somebody else said, not just rock and roll shows either. I've seen some incredible hip-hop performances at the Pig as well. Murs, Shock G, Brother Ali, Mr. Liff, Immortal Technique, and then there's The Bang. Somebody said Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Kid Rock, Bo Diddley, Soundgarden, and Pearl Jam all performed at the Blind Pig. Somebody said, spent most of my 20s in the basement. Dave Matthews Band opened for Rusted Root in the fall of 1994. Great show, an Ann Arbor staple. Somebody said, Willie Warren, the Motor City Hitman. I saw Mitch Ryder there. A 1972 perspective in terms of what was happening in the world at that time. Well, in 1972, Intel invented the single-chip microprocessor. Just think about that, 1972. Now, I'm just a shade under 76 years of age, so 1972 just seems like a blink to me. Arab terrorists murder 11 people at the Olympic Games. I certainly remember that horror. In 1972, the world was introduced to the computer game Pong, and some of you remember Pong, were fascinated by the fact that you could do this electronically. And also Agnew, Spiro Agnew was out and Ford is in as United States Vice President. All right, that's a look at our blind pig. As always, if you're interested in getting notified when the new locations are posted, simply hit subscribe and you'll receive a notification. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, and please come on back. All right, thank you.